Head men's wrestling coach Mike Mendoza. Coach, first things, just kind of give us a brief outlook on the season. Practice is starting here soon. Just what are you seeing from your team, and what's kind of the brief outlook?
Yeah, so we start training the second and third week of school. So yeah, we're a good 5-6 weeks into training, I want to say, and yeah, looking forward to our maroon and white coming up. So right now we're, as the guys are getting in shape, getting kind of to the point where they can wrestle a match conditioning wise, and getting our lineup paired down, figuring out who's going to be at what weight classes, and some of those guys are trying to figure that out right now with where their weight's at now that we've been training, and figuring out what maroon and white will look like in just a couple weeks from this Friday.
Then on the Jim Davis show this morning, you talked about your 6 returning NCAA qualifiers, and then actually you have a 7th also in there. Just talk about some of those returning guys and the experience that you have coming back this year.
Yeah, we have a really good group of guys. I mean, like you said, 6 returning national qualifiers from last year, and then another national qualifier, an All-American from a couple years ago. So Ryan Wheeler at 157. And and really throw in there an Owen Klein, who was ranked number 1 in the region at 57s last year, and he's looking to go 149. So yeah, we've got a good team. The rest of the guys are staying at the weight classes they wrestled last year, and so yeah, we've with a healthy team and the lineup filled in, we'll be tough.
And then, without divulging everything, what maybe talk about a wrestler that's done a lot in the off season and these early practices that's kind of caught your eye.
I'd say Tyler Doyle. I think he really caught my eye from the end of last year. I mean, he was right there on the bubble match to place, and he's super driven guy. And I think he decided that he was going to commit a little bit more. And the off season, I mean, even the spring, you saw improvement in him right away. And then, training over the summer, and then now into the fall, he's excited for the season. And he's gotten better leaps and bounds every year, but I think even more so this last year.
It's obviously a more veteran lineup this year with all that experience and with the national experience. And then you've got young guys coming in wanting to grab those spots. I'm guessing the room is staying fairly competitive.
It is at every weight class too. I mean, that's the nice thing. You got a fairly full roster, and so a lot of workout partners and a lot of guys vying for those spots. And but yeah, those guys that are returning are definitely the guys that have the edge on those weight classes. But there's guys that are hungry. I mean, there's guys that coming off red shirt from last year, the red shirt in their first year, that are looking to find their way into the lineup. So it'd be exciting to see how the lineup shapes up in the next really. I mean, I don't think that what we have on the maroon and white is necessarily going to be what we have at the end of the season, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the lineup shapes up one way or another. I think the lineup will look good.
Well, I mean, you've got to have that depth because, somebody's going to get sick at some point. Somebody's going to have a nagging injury that you want to rest, whatever. So developing those young guys has got to be key this time of year.
Super valuable. I mean, I think back to years in the past where we've been able to plug another guy in if somebody got hurt, and be able to plug another guy in that's ready to go. And we tell our guys that all the time. Like you need to be ready to go, and you should be planning to be the guy. I mean, even if you are behind somebody right now, you're vying to be the guy. And then when that opportunity comes, whether it be from you winning the spot or maybe something happens. I mean, we've had, and unfortunately the past couple of years have had one or more starters who were sidelined at the end of the year, and somebody else needed to step in. And so it definitely been something that the guys on the team have seen, and something we talk about, like, you need to be ready to go.
And Coach, just want to bring up the Steak and Crab Fest this weekend. Just talk about that. what it means to the wrestling community. The Grand Junction's a pretty good wrestling community. What does it mean to the community and your program in specific?
It's huge. I mean, this obviously Coach Piper started something real special 18 years ago, and what it's grown into has been amazing. I think the Mitsushima family really were alongside Coach Piper, from the start. And now Lori and Ryan, I guess the kids are not kids, but they're, certainly a major part of our Crab Fest committee that has helped it to grow into what it is today. I mean, it's amazing. I think we'll expect 1,400 people this weekend, and it's an amazing event. I feel very fortunate to have, an event like this that can help both the men's and the women's program. I think it's critical. I mean, you look at, preparing for nationals is something that you want to do with your teams. And so being able to go to the Midwest Classic in Indianapolis is super important. Well, a trip like that is, something that is an investment. And so, we're fortunate to have an event like this that helps us get to a tournament like that and gives these guys the opportunity to see what the best guys in the country, the guys that they're going to be competing with at nationals, give them the opportunity for those matches. And on the women's side, them being able to go to the national duels. They've been a top team in the country for the past, I think from the start of the program. And so having the opportunity to go to national duels and represent Colorado Mesa at the national duel is important, but that's an invitation. That's something that's on top of your schedule. And so a trip like that, obviously you want to be able to take advantage of that. And so again, this event allows things like that to happen, and it just gives our athletes the opportunity to get the best competition they can get and be prepared to, win a national title.
And that event's Saturday from 2 to 6 at Lincoln Park, with in conjunction with the football game with Colorado School of Mines. You can get tickets at cmumavericks.com/tickets. Coach, we'll leave you with the question of the day. Favorite sport outside of wrestling and why?
Favorite sport, soccer. Soccer is my favorite sport. Actually, as an athlete, if I did not continue playing soccer, or even I guess I kind of found wrestling at the end of my soccer career, and then wrestling took over. But had I not found wrestling, I'd have played soccer myself, and then yeah, my daughter plays soccer, so yeah, it's the second sport in my family is soccer.
Yeah.
If I were to go back and had an opportunity for another career aside from wrestling, it'd be a soccer player.
Perfect. Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Were you a striker?